Good afternoon, Molly. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for asking.
Good.
So, Molly, today we're going to be talking about a great film that is about to be released. Is Wild Eye and Wicked. You are the star of the film. How does it feel that in a couple of days, I think exactly 4 days, it will be released? How does it feel that this film is going to be out?
I'm just so excited for people to see it.
You
I'm
are?
so excited. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I want people to see it and to experience this crazy like genre bend, emotional and epic. There's just so much going on in the movie, and I think it's going to be exciting for people because it's unlike anything that they've seen before. Mhm.
I completely agree. I completely agree. We'll get into that in a while, in a second. But
Okay.
I wanted to first ask, how was it to get into your character, Lily? Because your character is very complex. Even though I know that whoever sits down and watches the film can feel a certain connection with Lily, because there's a lot of things that Lily has gone through that probably a lot of us in the real world have gone through. But how was it to get into your character?
It took a lot of prep work. I spent a lot of time developing her backstory, developing things that I wanted to be a part of her. Not only her backstory, her physicality, the way she holds herself. I think that trauma manifests itself physically in a lot of people. And that was something I felt strongly about for her, and that she wants to, I think that trying to bring a lot of these elements into who she is, and even just like her automatic response to something is so different from what mine would be. Um, Mostly it was just a lot of preparation so that when I needed it on the day, it would be there.
Is there any trait from your character Lily that you felt a certain connection to yourself?
I think her, yeah, I think that her resilience
Okay.
resonated with me. She just keeps going, and uh, that's important to have in life.
And now going dabbling into to the lore. The lore is a mixture of modern day with medieval folklore. It's like mashing them together. Um, when you sat down and read the script and saw how this was very different to what people and audiences are used to, how did you feel that you were going to be mixing, modern day, a modern day person, the day to day is social media and everything is so advanced, to going back to like one point in life that it was everything was more mechanical, and it was more and you needed more like physicality was more needed. How did it feel?
Yeah.
How did you feel when you read the script and you were like, oh, this is certainly very different?
I loved that feeling that it was from a different time period. Like it's modern day, but um I loved, I think the warrior element of it. And we grow up hearing these stories about knights and um warriors and people who uh slay the dragon and save the princess, or maybe the princess saves someone else. But I think what felt really cool about that imagery is that it's just so I think it feels so epic because it's a little cleaner. It feels less muddied in the world that we live in now with we have so many little things at our fingertips now. And I think the warrior metaphor is very clean, and you have, this is a hero, and we can see very cleanly what makes this person heroic in this space. And maybe in the modern day space, it's a little harder to see those things. It's a little more unclear what exactly the hero looks like and what is their day to day. And it was cool to just, we all feel that inside. If you think of yourself, hey, I'm a warrior, I'm really fighting for this thing. Maybe you imagine yourself with a sword and a shield, and this is the little me inside my head, and she's ready to fight. I think that's kind of just cool imagery.
So, Molly, I wanted to ask, are you familiarized with the world of Dungeons and Dragons? Did you feel like being a character? Or if by any chance, have you played it and you felt like a character that you made in a campaign?
So I am tangentially familiar with it. Okay. I've never played it myself, but most of my friends have. And so I'm aware of the general nuts and bolts of the game and everything. And honestly, they're always telling me, like, Molly, you have to play Dungeons and Dragons. You would love it. It's basically acting on you create your character and you go through the little scenes, and, they have a journey, and I would love to play. I should join a game.
Yes, you should. The good thing is that being the fact that you are an actress, I know that your schedule is probably very busy, but there's certain things in Dungeons and Dragons that are like one shot, so you can find a group of friends and just do one story that can last maybe a day or a couple of hours. Like they can just at least give it a try. I think that you will like it. Now,
I think I would too. I have no excuses anymore. I need to.
Now, going forward to that, most of the films, at least that I have seen, the hero is always a male character. There's little films out there that the female is the hero of the story, and most of them are independent films, so they don't reach theaters, or they reach to these special theaters that are leaning more to those films that come from film festivals. How do you feel that in this case you are the hero of the story? Besides the fact that, without giving any details, there are more heroes behind it, but you are the main hero of this story. How does it feel that you are part of these characters, these small list of characters that are heroes on their story, female heroes on their story?
It was incredibly meaningful to me. And it was the reason I felt I needed to do the film, or I wanted to do everything I possibly could to be a part of it. It's so powerful, and particularly to see a hero, a female hero who's flawed and is allowed the same character traits that you might see in a male hero in a similar position. I think it was really very, very meaningful to be able to put the armor on and to be a woman fighting her own battles and saving herself. And these things matter. It matters to see that. It matters to other people. And I think that it was really very cathartic, and I'm so glad that it was written, and I'm glad that it's going to come out and people can watch it, and that we can appreciate the strength that women have and that they're not always given credit for. I
completely agree with you. Like there's always this debate that that I mentioned to my colleagues, like, hey, there should be more female heroes out there. Back in the 80s, that was a very big thing, and then it stopped, and now we don't have that many female heroes out there, so we need them back. So going off that, do you have any fond memory while being on set?
Oh yeah, I mean, I have so many fond memories. It was a blast. It felt like, these little indie movies, there's so much camaraderie and everyone wants to be there. They're so passionate about creating the project. And it felt, I mean, we had like on our rare days off, we would all get together and we would have a party, or we would, hang out in the forest or something. We had, we were doing night shoots. I remember our last week, and there was, our lunch break was at, 1 a.m. or something, and everyone's energy was kind of flagging. And our director just pulled out like a Bluetooth speaker and started in the middle of the forest, just started playing this like EDM music. And we all got up and we were dancing, and I was in the armor, and, because it's such a process to get in and out of the armor, it took 4 people, and it was a very time consuming thing. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to stay in the armor for lunch so that we aren't wasting time. And I was in the armor and everybody else was there just like kind of dancing in the forest at 1 a.m. to this EDM. And it was a blast. Like, everyone was just there to have fun and to work hard and to like make something that we all really care about. So that's amazing. I think I've heard that so many times that the cast and the crew, when it's an independent film, they get connected. So like if they were a family, and that's amazing. So Molly, this would be my final question for you today. If you could describe the film with one word, what would it be? Epic.
I see it. Yes, I see it. Yeah.
Although it's an intimate, emotional drama. You know what? Epic is bad. Oh, that was so bad. Oh no.
It's not. I
was like, one word. Okay. See, I'm not very succinct. This is a hard challenge for me. I'm such a talker. Maybe, I guess you could say like a warrior story. What's the words? But journey.
You can use journey.
But that's kind of, I mean.
Yeah, I know.
No, I don't know. That's a great question, and I am totally not coming up with a good thing to say for that. But epic is a great word, because when people get to quiet epic.
When the audience go from mid second act to the end, to the third act, they'll see it. They'll get to see what we're talking about.
Exactly. You have to earn it.
Yeah.
Because it does start kind of like quiet and and then like a quiet drama.
It builds up so much from the second to the third act. It's like, wow, it's amazing. Yeah. Oh God. So Molly, thank you very much for giving us the time to talk about the film. I hope that everybody enjoys it as much as I did as well, and hope to see you any other occasion once again here, like that we can talk about any other projects that you are in.
I would love that. Yeah. Thank you so much. This is
no
really
problem. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.